Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. If you haven't hit the subscribe button already, please do hit the subscribe button. We would really. Okay, I hope you enjoy the show. So, I guess I have to start the show on a very sad note. About 15 minutes ago, I had news from Trinidad that my cousin Albie Maskell, who is a preacher in New York, has passed away. I just got the news about 15 minutes ago. So I know that I get viewership from Trinidad and New York. So he was a very powerful man, very deeply spiritual man. From what I know, seen and a good singer as well. Albie Maskell has passed away. Don't know all the ins and outs of it yet, but rest in peace, cuz. Rest in peace. Okay, so all I ever do, all I want to ask for in these shows, what I try, is to ask you to think about it. Just think about what I'm saying. Don't have to agree with me, but just think about it. All right? So let's talk about the first talking topic for me in the world of boxing. Yep, AJ, Anthony Joshua. Can I get a two time? Yep, he is once again the heavyweight champion of the world. Now, for as long as I've known, in the world of boxing, having boxed myself, spoken to untold boxers from around the world, spoke just boxers in the gym, we understand as boxers, maybe not if you've not boxed yourself, the beauty, the sweet science of hit and not get hit. Boxing is about hitting and not getting hit. In the first fight between Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua, for whatever reason, and there are many reasons as to why, was knocked over 4 times by Andy Ruiz. He decided to hit, be hit, and stay in range and forget about his boxing skills, and got nailed and got knocked out or got stopped. Dropped 4 times. Caught with a punch he really shouldn't have got caught with. And that was a technical flaw that had been in his game for the longest while. That left hook, he's always been open to it from the Dillian White fight. Stuff I've told you all before, nothing new. In the rematch, we knew once AJ had lost the weight what the fight was going to be about. He was going to box. And he did that. And the fact that in his whole career, there's not one fight that I'd seen AJ box like that. Not one. And with all the stuff that he'd gone through, getting knocked down 4 times, the humiliation in America, people dogging him out, myself included. But I'd been critical of AJ before their fight. And I wouldn't say dog out, I just was a little bit more realistic in his ability and what he'd shown up to the point that people were giving him plaudits for. That I felt, well, okay, yeah, he's done some good things here, but he's flawed. He's not as great as everyone's making him out to be. I mean, some people were talking about him like Muhammad Ali and all this nonsense. You know, we need to stop and we just need to think about it. Now, all I'm saying to you is think about it. Boxing, if you look at the definition of boxing, it's hit and not get hit. That is boxing. Rock'em sock'em is anti-boxing because boxing is to hit and not get hit. Deontay Wilder, the other night, where he knocked out Luis Ortiz, didn't land many punches, but when he did land, he took Luis Ortiz out of there. Destructive. Now, Tyson Fury went around the ring against Klitschko, and he beat Klitschko. And people called it a masterclass. One of the greatest performances ever against an aging heavyweight. Andy Ruiz was being considered one of the best heavyweights in the world. Fresh, young, destructive. It wasn't AJ's fault that Andy Ruiz didn't come in shape. But I kind of wonder, when you look at a stadium that was built for AJ, when you think about the fact that the picture of Ruiz, AJ, and AJ's father, they're all pretty cozy together. The fact that, well, AJ was the big ticket seller. And plus the fact that when I met the guy at DAZN, he said, we're going to win those titles back. AJ will get those titles back. It seemed to me a foregone conclusion that AJ would win the fight. Putting all these factors together. Andy Ruiz being overweight, way overweight. At what point did Andy Ruiz understand that he was not going to win those titles or keep his titles tonight? At what point? Now, I know a lot of people don't like the fact that AJ boxed the way that he did. But he's back as champion. Now, his performance in America wasn't great. That was his first appearance in America under the lights. And it was not a very good impression. I hear people talk about AJ being a global superstar. And again, just think about this, just for a second. AJ being a global superstar. Now, if being a global superstar means being a success in England, then fine. If that's what you consider as global being the UK. Bear in mind, you could probably fit the UK into Chicago 10 times over, maybe. Is it Chicago? Or Illinois? Anyway. You can certainly fit California. You can certainly fit the UK into California X amount of times over. Just think about it. One state in America. So for those people who think that AJ is global, when he came to America, he failed. He failed in America. That's where he's meant to have cracked it. And he failed. As for Deontay Wilder, he must be furious. I mean, exactly. He must be absolutely furious because this performance here, just look at the state of Andy Ruiz. This performance here has prevented undisputed. This performance here, we no longer have the opportunity to be undisputed because we damn well know now, like I said to you before, that Joshua, I said to you before, remember I said it to you before, I said to you about Joshua, I said the Ruiz fight was a blip. He was always going to fight, it was always mandatory, Usyk was going to fight Joshua next. That was the plan in December, but Ruiz got in the way. So in December this year, Usyk and Joshua were going to fight. But we know we were already hearing in the grapevine, we're hearing about Derek Chisora talking about the Usyk fight. So the Usyk versus Chisora fight, for me, is a done deal. Unless something catastrophically goes wrong, we know that Usyk and Chisora, it's going to happen. That's why they tell us that. Now here comes Danny Brown with about nonsense again. Let me put you straight. He did sell out MSG in record time for a boxer event. And he also got smashed at the MSG as well. He also got smashed in the MSG. When people see Anthony Joshua, he got smashed at the MSG. And then they saw him at Saudi Arabia in a stadium that was built for him, boxing and moving for a much smaller guy who wasn't even in shape. That are the two impressions of Anthony Joshua on the road. Yes, he did box well against Ruiz. I'm not going to sit down and say he did. He boxed well against Ruiz. So I'm not going to sit down and I can't one minute say, oh yeah, it was terrible, he was running. For those people who think that was running, right? Then any person that's on a back foot who uses jab and boxes is a runner. Then Ali's a runner. Then Floyd Mayweather's a runner. That means that their whole entire setup is to hit and not get hit. So if these people are set up, or their whole fundamentals is about hitting you, not getting hit, and making sure that their career is safe and well, they can fight another day, then for me, there ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So what, you expected AJ to go back out there again and try to blow Andy Ruiz out? When we knew the first time it didn't work out. And then if he didn't do that, you always said, oh, AJ was rubbish and stuff. Listen, you can't have it both ways. 1 minute you're saying, well, you know, AJ boxing is, his boxing's terrible, right? And you call him a runner. Then you got somebody who holds his feet and stands his ground and lands big bombs, and you say he can't box. In Deontay Wilder. Yeah, you call him windmill. I can't remember the last time I saw Deontay Wilder windmill anybody. Last time I saw Deontay Wilder was a straight right hand, bang, knocked out Brazil, bang, knocked out Ortiz. Straight right hand punches. And he is, without a shadow of doubt, the biggest puncher, best puncher in the world of boxing. The most electrifying boxer today. Or puncher. I'm going to say boxer puncher. Because to set those punches up takes a certain amount of skill. And I'm fed up of people saying Deontay Wilder's a windmill. No, he's not. You've seen the guy's skill, the ability to set a person up and then knock them out. That's pretty decent. How many of your fighters that you're backing that you think are so great have got a knockout ratio like Deontay Wilder? Oh, well, he's fighting bums. Well, he's knocked out Luis Ortiz, a guy that neither Joshua nor Fury, the two top other heavyweights in the world, would no business of. All right? Wouldn't have no business of. Look, your boy, AJ, he now want a cruiserweight moving up to heavyweight. Wants no part of that. He's looking to fight Pulev. That's your heavyweight champion. He'd rather fight Pulev than fight Usyk. We know what it is. We know what it is. Okay, so all I say is this. What you look at here is a guy using his height, his reach to box. Wilder's furious because he's saying to himself, you know what? I don't have to deal with Anthony Joshua again. Let me just become one face, one champion. One name, one face, one champion by beating up Andy Ruiz. I can assure you now that Wilder would not do what Joshua did. Could you imagine this guy? You talk about Wilder. Wilder would have absolutely destroyed Andy Ruiz that night. You think Ruiz could have walked through the punches that AJ was throwing if it was Wilder? Don't be silly. Look at the state of Andy Ruiz. Look at the state. Deontay Wilder's had target practice against guys like me all the time. It was going to be a hard fight for. Look at the state of Andy Ruiz. So he's thinking to himself, you know what? I could have become undisputed champion. This idiot now, this idiot has sold himself out for Joshua. So the belts go back to Matchroom when they had the belt in hand. Had the belt in hand. Not great. So we know we'll see probably Joshua against Pulev, you know, in the spring or the summer of 2020. We know we're going to see that. We definitely going to see him fight Usyk because Usyk and Chisora are going to fight. So get ready for that. Don't say I didn't say so. Right, next topic. So I don't know more about Joshua running. Now, the next topic. Mr. Dillian White. Before I even get into the Dillian White story, remember when I said to you all about the media? And I said to you all that these promoters buy certain media outlets. They work with the newspapers, and they work with certain analysts. I told you this, and now it's come out about Dan Raphael. What did I tell you? I told you about this all the time. So you get all these writers, these boxing forums. Some of these boxing forums are bought by the promoter. They're not going to tell you that, but they're bought by the promoter, and they'll put any sort of spin out to make it sound as if it is the truth. It's just the truth that they want you to know. Divide and conquer. Same people, same mentality. That's what it's about. So let's talk about this man, Dillian White. Remember I told you back then when you all jumped up. First, the guy in the room, where is he? Let's nail the guy we're talking about. Where's the guy? Mr. Danny Brown. Or Ruben Guerrero, whoever the hell you are with your multiple personalities. Listen, you're getting it tonight. You're getting it good tonight. Listen. Right? Now I'll see you to think about it. When you in particular, Mr. Danny Brown, was going, oh yeah, he's definitely guilty. He's banged to rights. He's guilty. I said, whoa. I said this whole UCAD thing, as far as I'm looking at it so far, I think it can be an abuse of power. I told you before that thing is, Dillian White, I have different thoughts and different opinions about different things. And I'll say this much. When you think about it, when you are not contracted and you are a free agent and you just, you're not actually contracted under any particular body, you're a free agent. You basically can do what you want. And promoters and managers, they don't like that because they want to cut the money. They want to cut the money a certain way. They want more money. They want to be able to control you, tell you when you're going to fight, how you're going to fight. So the whole AJ, he refused $5 million to fight AJ. You guys are so silly. You guys are so silly out there. I mean, you should know boxing by now. You think it's just a case of, here's $5 million, mate, to fight AJ. It works just like that. Well, it doesn't quite work like that, guys. In that contract, it would say, well, okay, for example, this is sort of slave contract you get out there in boxing. Well, okay, here's how it goes. If you fight Anthony Joshua and you beat Anthony Joshua, right, we promote and manage your next 5 fights. And we tell you how much you're going to get paid. That's how it works. Or, if you don't beat Anthony Joshua, but you take the Joshua fight, 2 things happen. You fight on Joshua's undercards in the future, and we take a bigger percentage out of your purse every time you fight on Joshua's undercard. Now, would you sign a contract like that? Think about it. Would you sign a contract like that? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. Think about it. That's how some of these slave contracts works in boxing. Some of these guys, some of these boxers, I've heard them, I know them, that they've been given money. I know a story of one particular fighter who started off going to sign a contract, yeah. I think the first contract, it worked out, he was getting paid for his first fight, I think, between 175 and 200 grand for his first fight. Something like that. I'll make the figures up. So, 200 grand. And the next fight he had on the contract dropped down to 150,000. By the time he got to about his fourth or fifth fight, he was only getting 50,000. So even if he was fighting for a world title, he was only getting 50,000. Does that make sense to you? How can you be moving up in the world and making less money? That's a contract. Think about it. Dear me. So, let's go back to Dillian White. Mr. Dillian White. What did I tell you about Dillian White? He's gone and beaten Whack. I said, it's only a matter of time before they pull Povetkin up. Don't be surprised if Dillian White's next fight is against Alexander Povetkin. They're going to put anybody in front of Dillian White. Right? Anybody. And after Dillian White fights Povetkin, don't be surprised if you don't fight Alexander, what's his name? Michael Hunter. Do not be surprised. right? I don't see Dillian White fighting Deontay Wilder. No, sir, don't see it happening. I don't think it's a case of Wilder don't want it or White don't want it. I don't think it's got anything to do with that. I think you're more likely to see Dillian White challenging against Alexander Usyk. I probably see that fight happening. Or, Alexander Usyk and Dillian White. And then the promoter said, if you want a world title fight, mate, well, if you want a world title fight, mate, then, can't get you the Dillian, we can't get you the Wilder fight, so, you fight all Usyk instead, do you know what I mean? We're giving you a world title fight, you want a world title fight, here's a title fight. The only chance you're going to get in boxing to get a world title fight is your world title fight against Alexander Usyk. He's only a cruiserweight, mate, only a cruiserweight. I mean, you're better than Derek. You beat Derek. Derek's been, you beat Derek. You knocked Derek out. So, you should fight old Usyk. That's how it works. That's how I can see it happening. Don't see him fight no damn Deontay Wilder. Not gonna happen, man. Because I'm sure I heard that after Wilder fights Fury for the second time, should he get past that fight, they're looking at Adam Kownacki or whatever his name is. He's got a big Polish crowd in New York. Have that fight. So the Poles will come out and support Adam, and he'll have pulling power in the States. So I think Dillian White missed a trick. I think he should have gone to Top Rank, and I think he should have, like how Tyson Fury did, and I think he should have fought in American cards. That's what I think. But I don't know what the contractual situation is there for that. White's situation is weird. Look how protective Matchroom were of him. Like they knew he was 100% innocent. Now they want loyalty back from him. There you go. Now this is what I'm saying. And remember I said to you in my video. I would be very interested to see what Dillian White does next. Does he sign any contracts with anybody? Does he suddenly... What changes in his demeanour, his attitude? I noticed Dillian White's doing a lot of talking now about the Wilder fight, and he's getting very, very vocal talking about Wilder. I think that's all just, to get his face in there. But the best thing he could have done is go and fight in America. That's the best thing Dillian White could do. And not in front of 10 people either. That's my personal opinion on that. If I were managing Dillian White. The statement said it was only limited information, but it said it was agreed with White. It was agreed with White explanation. Eddie taxes AJ 60%. Okay? You think AJ would fight after Pulev if he don't fight Usyk after? Listen, I think Usyk's going to fight Chisora. You man, by now, if you haven't got the common sense to pick up, they've been talking about Usyk. They've known that WBO belt being vacant is going to get vacated or has been a long time news. It's old news. So much news that Chisora can pipe up and say, I want to fight Usyk. And Usyk says, yeah, I want to fight Chisora. I will make that happen. And then then you get this thing saying, oh, Joshua's got to have a mandatory defense for the WBO title against Usyk. They're just going for the motions. Chisora and Usyk are going to fight. You heard it already. That's how it works. So people start thinking about it, get it in your brain. So when their fight's actually announced, people are ready to get money in their pockets and shell out for the Chisora Usyk fight. Good fight. That's how it works. That's how it goes. But certainly in this country. So that's my thoughts there. The media, you can't trust. It's like a clique of people you cannot trust. Yeah? Telling you. But anyway. Now, I want to talk about a different subject altogether now. One that people probably won't talk about. Congratulations, Dillian White. Good to see you back in the ring again. We know that Povetkin's probably next on the list for you. Let's just wait and see how predictable Matchroom are. Next up. Here's a topic I do want to talk about. This young man here. Tom Little. Tom Not So Little. Hey, Tom, listen, bro. Much love to you. One thing, people cannot knock you for being a trier. I've seen you being completely overweight. I've seen you lose weight. I've seen you come in good shape. He just had a fight in Saudi Arabia against
Majadov, right?
This guy.
Who's 33 years old. He's had one fight.
Majadov.
He's had three World Championship wins. And he's 33 years old. There's the first. We'll talk about him in a minute.
I'll talk about Tom Little. I'm going to say one thing about Tom Little. One thing, right? And it's this. Now, no disrespect to his trainer, because I'm not disrespecting his trainer, and I'm not trying to overstep my mark here. But I'll tell you something. I think Tom Little's style, what he's trying to do, don't work for him. I thought when Majadov was actually pinned him against the ropes, he started chucking back punches. I would like to see Tom Little in his next 3-4 fights come out and have a go. He was having a go, but he was having a go because he was getting pumped up. He allowed Majadov to back him to the ropes. I don't know what he was doing at boxing and moving stuff, because that stuff is not good. It's not good for Tom Little. It's better he just, you know what? Because I no disrespect to Tom Little, but that style doesn't work, Tom. Sorry, that style doesn't. You need to scrap that style. You need to work at, working up close, working at your inside game, and just going in and getting close to these guys and trying to work them to the body and just try and slow guys down. Like Matt Skelton. You need to fight like Matt Skelton. You're trying to box like how Matt Skelton used to box. You need to think really about your style, right? Because you're an experienced pro now, and I don't like seeing you trying to move yourself around the ring to get trapped like a rabbit and then fighting off the ropes the way you did. I mean, you got lots of heart. You got that heart. So, and you got some pretty decent hands on you. So at least if you were to come forward and let them hands go, and you let your hands go first rather than the other guy let hands on you, like Majadov. Majadov had you on the ropes, yeah? He was doubling and tripling up left hooks to the body and brought right hands over the top. I mean, that's sickening shots. But give you credit, mate. You were throwing some punches back, and I thought, boy, he's throwing some vicious punches back. Why doesn't the boy just go forward? So, Tom, if you do hear this video, right, come forward. And you know what? You know the thing I like about Tom? He's an intelligent guy, and he does talk a lot of sense, and he knows how to trash talk as well. So he could sell himself. I think he could have 3, 4, or 5 fights. Yeah, I won't mind seeing him against like Dave Allen. I won't mind seeing him against Dave Allen. I won't mind seeing him against Gorman. Nick Webb. Those are guys I won't mind seeing him fighting. Oh, by the way, Josh Sanderland is fighting this weekend against in the that Ultimate Boxer tournament on December the 13th. 13th? No, 15th, 14th, 13th, yeah, at Manchester. Shout out to Mr. Sanderland. All the best, my friend. So, yeah, I'd like to see Tom Little actually come forward and throw ball bombs. I'd like to. I know he's not a puncher, but I'd like to see him have a go. So, yeah, I'd like to see, Tom Little. Yeah. So, if I were managing Tom Little, that's what I would do. Now, next guy I'm going to talk about might upset a few people, but I don't give a damn.
See this guy here?
Majadov. He's 33 years old.
He's not going to get much better. I don't think he's going to get that much better. Right? And I saw him coming forward, chucking punches at Tom Little. What I did also notice is he's pretty open. He's one of these guys that can come forward and throw bombs, which is fine. And in the amateur ranks, that's fine. But the professional ranks, if you don't catch an overhand right, you'll be catching an uppercut. Telling you now. And while I'm at the subject of Eastern European fighters, I want to make a point about Eastern European fighters and the state of boxing.
You know what's needed? I think he's tired now. But you know what's needed? I think the art of inside fighting has died. That's why guys like Usyk and Lomachenko and this Majadov guy and the other big stiff idiot that everyone's talking about at the moment, those guys, all them guys, Eastern European guys, and they standoff, long jab, big right hand, them guys look great because the guys boxing around today cannot fight on the inside. Like a teaching. We need to get the art of inside fighting sorted. That's what I think. The art of inside fighting. Being able to get inside, work the body, bring uppercuts at side. Do you know what I mean? Tie a man up, whack up his body.
You've been able to work on the inside and set yourself up on the inside. Guys like Usyk, get on their chest, rough them up on the inside. Nasty, on the chest all the time. Dwight Muhammad Qawi, good example of that. Gave Evander Holyfield hell in their first fight. If you watch their 15-round fight, I think it was at cruiserweight. Was it cruiserweight? Light heavy at cruiserweight. That was a great fight. Muhammad Qawi, Evander Holyfield. I think if Holyfield had 9 or 10 fights, 15-round fight. Evander Holyfield had never gone 15 rounds. You what? Dwight Muhammad Qawi. Wait, the guy used to get he was like a boss or got inside. Mike Tyson's another one. Inside fighting. Do you know what I mean? That is why these guys. I'm not saying these guys are not talented. I'm not saying Lomachenko's not talented. I'm not saying Usyk's not talented. I'm not saying that Majadov's not talented. I'm just saying that this standoff, jab, right hand stuff, you know, and you know, I just think the inside game. And let me point this out as well. When I looked at that fight with going back to Lomachenko when he fought Luke Campbell, he didn't look that great. I'll keep quiet, man. I'm echoing. Why am I echoing? Am I echoing? I'm so sorry if I am echoing. Let's see. Oh, it's probably because I'm using this guy. Let me go back to this. Is this better now? Sorry, it's because I'm using the other guy. Is that better now? Can you hear me now? Most is stiff. Lomachenko's good in the inside. Look, Lomachenko, if you go back and watch that, if you're honest and you go back and look at that Lomachenko fight against Luke Campbell, who I think is a top-class fighter. If Luke Campbell weren't scared of Lomachenko, if Luke Campbell said, you know what, tonight you're getting it, you'd have got a different result. You'd have got a different result. Because an aggressive fighter, right, who had a bit of pop in his punches, you'd have seen a different fight. I don't think Lomachenko gets... You heard it here first. I don't think Lomachenko gets any better. All them 300 plus amateur bouts and then the professional career, I don't think he gets any better. And I think in that fight against Luke Campbell, you saw what Lomachenko was really all about. For me, right? Luke Campbell was causing Lomachenko problems. Serious problems as far as I'm concerned. And Luke Campbell didn't have the belief in himself to really have a go. He was too scared of getting hit back. And he said, you know what? I'm quite happy. When a fighter admits in his mind, you know what? If I can just go points against Lomachenko, who's a great fighter, it's not a bad thing for me. I'll probably get another world title fight down the road. When you go with that sort of mentality, then as soon as you get clipped with something nasty, you think, you know what? Tonight, I'm not getting involved. I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm quite happy to just box. I'm quite happy to just stay the course. That's what it seemed like to me. That's what I'm picking up here. So, I don't see Lomachenko getting any better. Majadov, thank you very much, Jawbreaker TV. Appreciate that. So, yeah, you can start making excuses about weight problems. And you know what? Do you know what I love? People make excuses for certain fighters, but don't make excuses for other fighters. When Floyd Mayweather was moving from super feather or wherever it was, and he moved himself from that weight right up to fighting light middleweight, people wouldn't have any problems with you know, Floyd. It's okay for Floyd to make weight. There's a problem, Floyd. But everyone else, oh, greatest fight ever, shouldn't have a problem. You never heard Floyd complain about his weight, did you? Never heard Floyd talking about his weight. But I'm just putting it out there. You know? Why is it that Terence Crawford, undisputed lightweight champion, yeah, or light welterweight champion, undisputed lightweight welterweight champion. Let me get another picture up here. Could we get another picture up here? Let's put a think about it up here. No, and let's burn them up. Why is it that Terence Crawford, undisputed champion at light welterweight, WBO welterweight champion, unbeaten, gets next to no promotion, and Lomachenko, who's already been beaten, never been undisputed,
gets more attention. They're both fighting the same stable. Can somebody work that one out for me, please? Can somebody please work that out? Yeah, Floyd fought at his natural weight. What? So light middleweight was Floyd's natural weight, was it? Floyd's natural weight was light middleweight. Sure. Of course it was. It's easy for you to sit behind a keyboard and type that crap, isn't it? Yeah, of course. Denise, can you answer that question for me, please? Why is it that Terence Crawford, who's been undisputed champion, a light welterweight, and WBO welterweight champion, gets less promotion than Lomachenko? And somebody work that one out for me, please. I'm still trying to work that one out. Please, somebody answer that question for me, because I don't get it. Yeah, Majadov's going to have to get fast-tracked. Yes, BG London. He's going to have to get fast-tracked by like Joyce. I mean, real fast-tracked. Because he's only had one fight. So, but then he's got that WSB experience. So, I think that's key. I think it's key. So, I'd like to know why that's the case. I'd like to know that, why is it that Fury has no power and moves around the ring against guys like Otto Wallin and, what's the other guy's name? Tom Schwartz. And it's okay. AJ gets knocked out by Ruiz, comes back and boxes, rings around the current, or at the time, heavyweight champion of the world, unified, and it's a problem. What about that? I don't get that. Why is it that Wilder's still being considered a windmill guy that can't box, but his last two knockouts have been straight right hand shots? Even the shot that knocked down Fury was clean shots, or clean enough shots. They were recognisable punches. The fight where he windmilled was that fight against Gerald Washington. Then he did some crazy stuff against Stavern. But he's the most... Listen, people in the heavyweight division want to see knockouts. That's what it's about. So I understand in the heavyweight division why people want to see knockouts. I get it. And I understand why people are not happy with AJ and his performance against Ruiz. They're thinking he should get rid of Ruiz. But I don't think Wilder's as angry at AJ as he is of Ruiz. So I think, you know what? He's thinking to himself, you know what? Us two can go for undisputed. So some of it is Crawford's fault. I know one thing. He needs a signature fight and fight PBC fighters. He's getting old now. I believe he is 32 now. To be honest, he needs to leave Top Rank. He needs to do what Floyd did. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Terence Crawford needs to leave Top Rank. Floyd left Aaron for a reason. Terence Crawford needs to do what's good for Terence Crawford. I will say this much. As long as the people around Terence Crawford are getting paid, they are not going to advise him to move. And if you look at the kind of people that are around Terence Crawford, you can see just why Terence Crawford is exactly where he is. He's comfortable. He beats up guys, makes money, he can grab from the other side of the road, and it's fine. Comfortable. No threat. You can grab from the other side of the road at how bad and how wicked you are and how you're ready for everybody. If you're really ready and you really want to make a statement, say, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being the other side of the road. I'm sick and tired of being ignored. Let me come over to PBC. I guarantee you, if Terence Crawford goes over to PBC, he will get treated much better. Yeah, we know it. But yeah, Aram's always ready to call out. I remember when I saw Aram in the UK
when it was always great to be talking about it's always great to talk about, oh, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Leonard. Terence Crawford's like the next Sugar Ray Leonard. That's what he kept saying at the American press conference. Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Leonard. Well, the thing about Sugar Ray Leonard is Sugar Ray Leonard actually fought Marvin Hagler and Thomas Hearns. He fought the guys. He actually fought top contenders. He also fought champions. It's not going to happen under Top Rank. No chance. Nobody wants to see a scary fighter that AJ... Okay. Nobody wants to see a scary fighter. That's what AJ... Maybe a scared fighter. That's what AJ looked like getting his title back. And he was getting hurt in the fight. He just had a fatty who couldn't keep up. Well, I just wonder what this second reign of AJ is going to look like. Will it be a long reign? Does anyone believe that AJ is going to be a long reigning heavyweight champion? Do you believe this second reign of AJ is going to be a long reigning one? The fact that now he's been dropped and knocked out, and is now all those muscles, those people seeing his muscles and seeing him getting knocked for the ropes. Does that now make AJ vulnerable? And at what point does AJ go back to America? What point does AJ go back to America? Would you advise AJ to go back to America? I mean, I think you've got to go back to America and clean up the stuff that you left there. You've left quite a mess in America. So, I think you need to go back to America and you need to clean it up. Pulev's I think he's with Top Rank, isn't he? Pulev. So I'd like to see AJ fight Pulev in America, actually. I really would. Forget Wembley. Fight Pulev in America. You've shown that you can fight in Saudi Arabia away from home. So now go back to America and fight Pulev in America. Put it right. Fight Pulev in America. Forget Wembley. Forget Wembley. All these people about global superstar. Get your ass to America. Tyson Fury is more global than Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury is more global than Anthony Joshua. Yeah? Okay. Well, Tyson Fury has been seen on ESPN how many times? Not ESPN. Is it ESPN? Is it ESPN he's been on? Not ESPN. Is it ESPN? Or Fox? No, it is ESPN. He's been seen more times on American TV, live. Didn't the Mexican Independence Day. Fury fought on that. Yeah, okay, people say, oh, the sales weren't great. Still fought on Mexican Independence Day. 1, 2. He's in a WWE. Yeah, well, Fury's a clown. He's getting seen. Nobody's seen Joshua in WWE. You think Fury is more globally known because look at how many people would have watched WWE and Fury fighting in WWE. Crossover. So Fury's more of a global star than Joshua is. I'm sorry. He's more of a global star than Joshua is. Like it or lump it, whether you like it or not, the whole way Fury's life sort of fell apart after beating Klitschko to become champion. That was a highlight moment. Then him losing all that, putting all that weight on, and his life just falling apart. And then the way he's come back, and then coming back, and then fighting against Deontay Wilder. Do you know how many people would have watched Fury get off the canvas against Wilder? So this crap about Joshua being a global superstar, no. Fury is far more global than Joshua. Come on, man. Crawford would definitely make more money with PBC. Sugar Ray Leonard promoted himself. B.A.B. no. Absolutely not, unless he fights top heavyweights. There you go. AJ was holding his left hand out and jabbing like Vlad did, and AJ learned clinch game before he could be like another Vlad. Okay. B&B Boxing says, AJ's not coming back here until they're tired of seeing him fight C-class fighters. I can understand that. Denise Ward says, AJ needs to come back here to the States and Fury is better known here as well. See, so all these people talk rubbish, absolute garbage about AJ's a global superstar. Really? Come on. Global in the UK. Global UK. He's not global. He's not global. No matter what Eddie Hearn tells you, he is not global. You want to be global? Come to America. Fight 3 or 4 fights in America. Yeah? Get yourself in the WWE. Do you know what? Or be seen around the UFC. You know what I mean? That's how you do it. You know what I mean? I guarantee you now, if Tyson Fury went to an NBA basketball game and Joshua went to an NBA basketball game, more people would recognize Tyson Fury than they would Anthony Joshua. AJ's still the cash cow. Bro, why do you talk such crap? He's still the cash cow. Well, nobody gives a damn about that. Is he the man? Is he the man? Is he the man? Yeah. Is he the man though? Yeah, imagine. He's a domestic fight. That's what it is. So I don't think about no damn cash cow. Right? Whyte has fought abroad twice, I believe. I think he's fought abroad twice. Came to the UK and fought Audley Harrison. In fact, I interviewed him the night before he fought Audley Harrison. That was incredible that night. The story is AJ came here to take over, failed. Now he's like the kid who's afraid to learn how to swim. Yep. Well, AJ came to America and got taken over. That's what it is, right? So I don't want to hear nothing about a cash cow. That nonsense. Listen, when you talk about cash cow, there's only two people. There's only one person in the world that I think can use that word cash cow legitimately, and that is Floyd Mayweather. You know when you're a cash cow, when you are making more money than all the other sports stars in the world. That's when you're talking serious money there. When you're a man that leaves you name me one fighter, name any of your fighters, any one of your fighters. I challenge you now, Danny Brown, right? Any of your fighters that have left HBO, taken their intellectual property and gone to Showtime. Name me one of your fighters who've done that. Golovkin couldn't do that. Canelo couldn't do that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And for all the money that Canelo's making, is he the richest sportsman in the world? I don't think so. Is Joshua the richest boxer in the world, or richest sportsman in the world? I don't think so. Don't think so. Nah, he's number 3, LOL. If AJ is all that, then make the fight with Wilder so he can get answers and stop talking crap. You know, he's just talking nonsense, isn't it? Danny Brown's talking nonsense. You know what? The other thing I want to say, I want to go back to Dillian White a second. Dillian, my brother. Do you know what I hope you do? I hope, and I pray, you see all them people out there that were talking all that crap about you, that you had failed your drugs test and you were cheap. See all them people there, including Danny Brown that's in the room here. I hope you take them to the cleaners. I do hope you do. And you make an example of some of these media outlets that were tarnishing your name. I really hope you do. I really hope you do. Because someone needs to be made an example of. Someone needs to be made an example of in boxing. So once it's done, then, people will be less inclined to talk rubbish and think a little bit more about what they're talking about. That's what I say. Yes, Dillian, my brother. There we go. And Mayweather is still relevant and he's not even active. That's my point. If Mayweather came back tomorrow, he'd make more money than Canelo. If Mayweather came back tomorrow, he'd make more money than Canelo. What does that tell you? If Mayweather came back tomorrow, he'd make more money than Joshua. What does that tell you? You're a cash cow. Damn cash cow, man. Damn cash cow. I'm talking Heat money man in division. How many people in here want to make a bet Dillian ducks his mandatory status with WBC? No. I'll tell you what'll happen. To make it look like he's ducked it. I tell you what'll happen. I think that they will make it in such a way that it's near impossible for Dillian to fight for that title. He'll have to fight for peanuts. Or they'll put some sort of something in the contract that makes it almost impossible for him to sign to fight Deontay Wilder. I think. I don't think that fight's going to happen. If it does, I'll be very surprised. Can't see it. Why would you fight Dillian White? Why would you fight Dillian White if you're Deontay Wilder? You go and fight the other guy. What's the guy's name? Adam Kanowski. Fight him. It'll draw more people in. Got the Polish crowd. Who is Dillian White's fan base? Now, truly, I'm not disrespecting Dillian White for a second. But wait. Just a second. Who is Dillian White's fan base? I'm not being funny, but who is his fan base? People that are on social media. People that watch him do all these interviews. Who is Dillian White's fan base? And is that fan base strong enough to travel to America? Okay, I'm talking business here. I'm not talking personality. I'm talking business. What business does Dillian White bring to Deontay Wilder? What business does it? I'm talking about how you can strategically get yourself out of this situation. See, White, I believe, is a free agent. Okay? So, they'll say, listen, all right, you want this fight? If you have this fight, see, there's one way this fight could happen for Dillian White. If Dillian White signs for PBC. If Dillian White were to sign for PBC, then I could see the fight happening. I think I've always thought Dillian White should sign for PBC anyway. I'd like to see Dillian White sign for PBC, but there must be a reason why he won't sign for PBC. But I'd like to see him sign with PBC. Hauser just did his job, but some media threw White under the bus. Yeah, of course. Those media, I hope he never talks to those media again. I hope he never talks to them again. I hope he never does another interview with them. I really hope so. Mini ramp trips and tips. I just want to say I love listening to you, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And it's nice to hear somebody does love what I do. I do appreciate it. But yeah, some of you so-called media outlets need your asses ripped out. Seriously. Some of you need to be ripped out. Because some of you just absolute poison. Absolute poison. And racist too. And I told you about Dan Raphael. What did I tell you about Dan Raphael? Well, I heard that he was leaving. He was going to sign. At one point, he was going to sign to work with Matchroom. And then I heard, because ESPN were getting rid of him. So, listen, these writers will write whatever crap they have to write to satisfy whatever promoter it is. I told you. Free meals. I told you about the judges. What did I tell you about the judges? The judges and the promoter. And I have these meals. There's no point. Listen, there's absolutely no point. If you really think, because I know how it works. You get these people who listen to what I say on these shows, right? And then they write the questions down, and then they go and talk to the promoter. Just check this out. How can you really trust these people who are being fed by the promoter? You're not going to bite the hand that feeds you, are you? So you're not really going to ask the real telling questions, are you? So anybody who's got access to these promoters, and you see them got regular access to the promoters, are not going to ask the questions that really bite and really hurt. You know why? Because guess what? They've got to keep the status quo. They've been pacified. That's what it is. Okay? If you're not pacified, ask the questions. Ask the questions that you know will get you sacked from your job. Go and ask those questions. You're not going to do that because you're pacified. You can't be for the people, and you can't say that you're from the people and then act for the promoter. You can't do that. You can't claim to be for the people or the people's champion, but you're really the promoter's pet. Get it straight. You're the promoter's pet or the promoter's pets. Right? And when you've got promoters' pets are just as effective as company people talking about a company man. So when you see the gloves are off, rephrase that, the gloves are off with Frotch and Hay and Bellew and Malignaggi. They're all company men talking about a company man. So they're never going to dog out Joshua. Even if Joshua was doing a whole heap of rubbish, right? And he was throwing, he had 2 left feet, and he was, I don't know, he was, every time he threw a left jab, he did a handstand. They'd say, oh, you know what? I can see what Josh was trying to do here. Him and Robin McCracken have got a great game plan here. They're going to use the handstand and they're going to come off with a jab. Rob McCracken's been with him for years. And they're not going to point it to the fact that Joshua had them same problems he had against Ruiz in the first fight, all the way back from the amateurs in this fight. How I was able to call the fight in the first place. All right? Company men are not going to sit around and talk about that. Because if you talk as a company man, what's going to happen? You're no longer going to be on Sky. You want proof of that? Where's Glenn McCrory? Some of the great Glenn McCrory, Ian Dark, class operators when it comes to talking about the sport with integrity and telling you what they see, not what the script tells them to do. You know what I mean? So what I'm telling you now is something I've been saying for years. I've been saying this 10 years. I've been saying this for years to you. It's nothing new now. I didn't just come out and start a channel 2 weeks ago or a year ago, a couple of years ago, and start talking this stuff. I've been talking this stuff for years, 10 years plus. So I don't need to refer to anybody else's channel to see what this or that person's saying, or get verification from anybody else. Yeah. So, and people in here, people come in here and they listen to what the promoter says, who is been exposed as such a liar and has come on a blatant liars. Their job is to promote the fighter. Their job is to promote the fighter and talk crap about anybody else. Listen, and hear me well, right? Jarrell Miller, I talk all that crap about Jarrell Miller, but Eddie would go and work with him afterwards. The money's right, Eddie would work with him. Remember he's talking all that crap about Amir Khan? Amir Khan, look at the type of guys Amir Khan's fighting. Guess what? The snake signs Amir Khan. So there's no integrity whatsoever. It's business. Business has got nothing to do with integrity. Forget that. Not with these guys. No integrity whatsoever. So they will throw you under the bus. If they throw Brooke under the bus, they'll throw Joshua under the bus. It doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are, how much money you make, they will throw you under the bus when they're ready. Because they don't care about you. And if you believe that these promoters care about these boxers, think again. I do believe, however, Al Heyman does care for his fighters. I do believe that. I do believe he cares for his fighters. That's what I do believe. He pays them well, and I do believe he does care for his fighters. Might not be popular, might not be what you want to hear, but he looks after his fighters. I've never heard, well, from what I know, I don't know any fighter that I've heard of say that Al Heyman didn't pay them on time or didn't pay them well. I know a lot of fighters got overpaid, meaning that's why some of them became fat cats. You didn't see much of them fight often because they got paid a whole heap of money. And Al more or less spoilt them, I know that much. But they were looked after. And if Terence Crawford had a bit more sense, a bit more educated, he would come over to PBC and the big fights would be made. You know what I mean? The big fights would be made in the welterweight division. So yeah, that's it really. I don't think I've got much more to say. It is this sport. As I said, it's becoming more and more like WWE every day, and it's more of a soap opera. You tune in every week. I don't. You tune in every week, and when you watch these interviews,
particularly in the UK, it's just another episode of what happened next, who said what to who, and a lot of it is just pure propaganda and bull. I don't watch it no more. Yeah, Al Heyman and Eddie have good reputation at paying on time. Man, look, don't put Eddie and Al in the same class, mate. Do not. Don't you ever come on my channel and put Eddie and Al in the same. Don't ever put Eddie on that's a straight block. Do not put Eddie and Al in the same sentence. Do not do it ever again. That's a straight block. Do not. Don't do it. You want to get in the wrong, do not do it. Don't do it. Because you don't know. You don't know about Al Heyman. That's why you can talk and put Eddie in the same room. Eddie's a poor man to Al Heyman. You know, Al Heyman started off in Motown. You will talk about Eddie and Al. Don't put Al and Eddie in the same. Please don't. Don't put Don King and Eddie in the same room together either. You know, there's stories of Don King, yeah? There's some stories of Don King. True story. Don King, yeah? Fight. There was I don't know where the arena was, but the fight was not going to sell out, yeah? Don King himself took the tickets. It might have been, I don't know if it was in Harlem, but he went out on the streets of America. And he went out and he actually started trying to sell tickets on the street, hustling on the street to get people to get into the arena. Don King, true story. Could you imagine Eddie Hearn on the streets trying to hustle to sell tickets? No, he's not that kind of man. He hasn't got that kind. No. My gosh, no. So let me close by talking about something else. Should I talk about it now? Yeah, I'll talk about it now. All right, where are we now? Now, if I can just, let's see if I can get a picture up for you. Give me a second. I've got Dillian White up here still. Let me see if I can find a picture for you all. If I can find a picture, or maybe a video, then maybe I can do some magic somehow. Let me see what I can do. Let's see what I can do for you here. Maybe not. Let's see what I'll do. I'll get a picture up. Let me get this up for you so you can have a look at this. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if we can get this up for you. Right. Let me see if I can get this up for you so you can have a look at this. I think it'd be good for you to have a little discussion about this. Let's see what we can do here. Come on. Hope you can hear me okay here. Let's get that. Let's get up there and bang. This topic. Can you all see it? Can you hear me? Right, I'm going to talk about this topic for a minute while we're here at the end. Yep. Last weekend, I had the honour of meeting the owner of Boxercise. Not only that, I not only got the honour of meeting him, I got the honour of him training me. So the owner of Boxercise, that guy, trained me. And I did the instructor course. So to do the instructor course, your recent video is, can you, yeah, you can, thank you very much, yeah. So the Boxercise videos, so I basically have just qualified as a Boxercise instructor, okay? So I had to do this course first. Now on this course, I threw on average, they said 6,000 punches. So from 10 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the evening, 10 till 6, yeah? With a 20-minute break for lunch and a 20-minute break and a 10-minute break in between that, 6 o'clock. So we learned the basics from throwing the jab. I mean, I've done this stuff before. Throwing the jab, the right hand, moving backward and forward, moving backward and forward, side to side footwork, basic footwork, basic combinations, left jab, right hand, left hook. And then there were things like throwing the hooks a certain way. And then you have to throw the uppercuts. And somebody was asking me, why are you throwing the uppercuts like that? Well, the reason why I was throwing the uppercuts like that is for Boxercise. The difference between Boxercise and boxing is that, well, Boxercise, you wouldn't want to get in a ring and box with Boxercise. You'll get knocked out and seriously hurt. Boxercise is about using as much energy as possible and expending as much energy as possible, throwing loads of punches. Whereas boxing is about, a box is more conserving energy and picking your shots. Now that's really the breakdown between Boxercise and boxing. Now for me, from a boxing background, I think it's very important that you learn to throw your punches correctly. I know there are a lot of people that go off and after because the training is very good, throwing correct punches, when to throw the correct punches. And as a boxer or former boxer and somebody who's done boxing training before and as a boxing tutor, and used to teach boxing in schools for Wayne Llewellyn, former British heavyweight, and Julius Francis, two good guys there. Julius Francis, was former British heavyweight champion. Worked with him as well. So I've been fortunate to have good guys around to work with. So when you're throwing those uppercuts, they look like if there's something out of a, I don't know, an arcade, very arcadey. But that's fitness. So there was one exercise at the end of the session, the end of the evening, where you had to run around. You run to the bottom of the hall. We've got 10 people standing up the bottom of the hall. You got to throw like 5-6 punches on one pad, and you've got 10 of them. So it's about 60 punches you're throwing there. Then you come back round, and you've got to do squats, and you come back round again. Oh, it's crazy. So 6,000 punches thrown. So now, I had to do the Boxercise instructor course, and I think it's great. I mean, I had to, because I had a level 2. I had my level 2 in another sport. I was able to jump straight on the course. Now, this Saturday, because I'm a man that don't mess about, I'm doing the advanced Boxercise course. Now, this is a totally different kettle of fish. Now you're talking about slipping, defensive moves, advanced footwork, advanced punches. They were talking about 15 or 20 different types of jabs, slip and counter, advanced drills. So that is it. So basically, after this course on Saturday or Sunday, I would be able to get a guy ready to fight fit. Boxing, not Boxercise, boxing. And also it also qualify me to be a PT, a personal trainer. So that adds to the already qualification I've got my boxing tutor course, the experience I've got within boxing, the various trainers and time I've spent under, being taught under some very good people, and obviously now getting that qualification is going to help. I know some people said to me, don't do it, but I couldn't wait until March next year to get my life. I wanted to finish the year very strong. So on Sunday, as long as I open my eyes and my body, even if my body's not willing, I will get that advanced course, and I will do more recordings and do more videos so you can see the advanced techniques. So I'm really itching to do the advanced techniques because I know a few of the advanced techniques. I'm looking forward to seeing the different types of jabs and combination punches, and really that's what sort of stuff I'm going to be interested in. So that is definitely something that you will be able to see. you'll see the growth and development. And I already have got the, Uncle Bashir said that he's more than happy to mentor me through this boxing journey. And it's time to come out from away from the keyboard and getting some work done. So there you go. This is another string to the bow. This is it. This is the serious business. So if you think I threw 6,000 punches on Saturday, yeah. Now I know people that left straight from that course and went and did the advance on the Saturday on the Sunday. No, sir. I'm only just recovering from it now, and this is Thursday, right? It's only Thursday now. So the amount of pain I've had to go through is just unreal. So now, that was 6,000 punches. One of the great things I would say to anybody, the great thing about this course as well, right, is that with this course, once you sign up to Boxercise and you get registered, which I registered with Boxercise, you get first month free registration. Then afterwards, anyone can see you across the whole. So the Boxercise is around the world, all right? This is global. Not like Anthony Joshua. This is actually global, yeah? Taught in the Philippines. I know there's a class in the Philippines the same day as we do the advanced course in the UK. Once you do this course, the beautiful thing about Boxercise, unlike any other course I know in the world that I know of, when you finish the course, one of the benefits is that you can come back and do a refresher at any point in time. So if I do the Boxercise course, advanced course now, and I pass, I think, you know what, I want to do a bit more. I can go down to Leeds next week or go to London the week after. I could go and do 3 or 4 advanced courses of the same course, as long as I've paid for it originally. As long as I've got a certification for it, I can refresh the course as many times as I wish, as long as I pay £40 a year to be a member of Boxercise. Every week, every day, like since I've just finished the Boxercise course, I've had my certificate, and every day I get an email of how to plan a Boxercise class. So, if you all remember when I was in Ireland, I was doing this Boxercise stuff. Well, I've just taken it to the next level. 6,000 punches, not bad for old man. So you think that was 6,000 punches on Saturday? This is an advanced course, and I tell you, I saw like guys throwing 5 punches, slipping back, counter, rolling, that sort of stuff. I'm not too keen on the whole Floyd Mayweather stuff with it, because I know that Floyd himself did that for the cameras. But if you watch Floyd carefully, you'd see him practicing that straight right hand over and over and over again. That's more what Floyd was doing. That all that pad stuff is just muscle memory, but really it's for show. It's for show. Anybody who actually believes that stuff actually works when you get in the ring, so carry on. Ain't no one's gonna stick around and let you hit you with them kind of punches. It's static. You stand in front of or somebody's gonna stand there and say, okay, you can hit me with them punches. No, it's not realistic. So yeah, one of the things I want to learn as a trainer is inside fighting. My God, I want to learn the inside fighting. Any fighters I have, apart from learning how to throw the jab and the right hand and left hook, to learn how to fight inside. Rough it up on the inside. Do you know what I mean? Riddick Bowe's a great big man, but a great fight on the inside. So yeah, so I just wanted to share with you a little bit about Boxercise. Anybody have any questions about Boxercise while I'm in the room? But you know, if you can do it, pad stuff is decent. Cards though. Cardio though. Yeah. Well, look, I try and do things as good as possible. I think good technique is better than. Look, there's some. I mean, Boxercise itself is good, but there's some structures out there that give it a bad name. Shockers. But that's like in anything. Absolute shockers. People throwing punches without proper technique, without proper balance, not turning the shots over, not rotating their hips, not bringing their hands back afterwards to their chins, all that sort of stuff. And they're going to the gym and they're doing that. No. And they say, I did some boxing today. No, you haven't. So I won't. And the other thing, aerobic boxing, you ain't going to catch me doing no aerobic boxing either. None of that stuff. No, not me. You ain't going to catch me doing no aerobic boxing. Let's get physical. No. Can I get a 2-time? So that's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Straight punches. Technique has got to be on point. Technique's got to be. I'm all about getting the technique on point. in a technique on point. Philosophy, and in my coaching career in sport, in cricket, 20 years, and I used a lot of the philosophy from the boxing and cricket. You would not be surprised how close they are, as a sport. You would not be surprised, boxing and cricket. Like, the way a cricketer has to use their feet to move up and down the track when they're playing shots, absolutely incredible. The way they have to duck and sway when the ball's played at them, the mindset. That's why I think I've been so successful in cricket. That's why I've been able to travel the world and coach and go to different countries and win one. Like when I went to Australia and picked up a 1-day title and 2-day title. All that stuff is on the internet, and wherever I go is bringing success. The reason why I've been able to go to the Caribbean and be, international assistant coach and be better than the coach that was there. The reason why I've been able to do that is be able to bring these things together. Is the plan for you to move? You still doing cricket? No, I've knocked that on the head. But what I want to do in 2000, I don't want to talk too much, but let's just say I'm going to be combining sports in 2020 and doing something that is not. It's not common in the UK what I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to be adding. I think Denise, you're going to get this. I'm going to be having a trinity. So I think that I think every sports person should be able to tap into the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual aspect of themselves. The 360 approach. I really do believe that. I believe that if you teach them young, you look at all these great sports stars. You hear stories about them, like Tendulkar playing played cricket when they were 5 and 6 years old. Look at these boxers; they started boxing when they were very young. So there's something about starting very young and learning. So if you can teach them young and you can give them the attributes, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, and you give it to them young, and you put it becomes ingrained in them. So they don't lose sight, and they don't lose sight of themselves when they see a bit of money. They don't lose sight of themselves when they see a bit of success. It doesn't go to their head, that they stay focused all the time. These people have to learn when they get professional. Like I tell a lot of my young players when I'm coaching them, say to listen, don't let somebody define you being a professional. Do not let a contract define you being professional. You're a professional each and every time you go onto the field and play. You're a professional. The way you eat, the way you sleep, the way you train, the way you think, the way you move, the way you walk, all professional. That's the mindset. What you eat, how you meditate, all these things. Why do you have to wait until you get to 18 and 19 to learn this stuff? Why can't you learn this stuff from young? That's my belief. I'd love to see an Ingram trainee pro fighter. Actually, there is a video online. I was actually working with a heavyweight boxer, and that was well before the stuff I've learned now. If you look at it, it's on YouTube. Myself working with a heavyweight boxer, and I was enjoying it. But I definitely want to do some boxing training in 2020. Definitely. And one of my goals in 2020 is to cut away from all these superstar boxers and focusing on them and work at the fighters, the grassroots fighters that nobody wants to pay attention to. I want to start working with them. I'm giving you a hint of what I want to do in 2020, but there you go. Have them play an over between rounds. Trust you to talk absolute garbage. Danny Brown, what exactly do you do with your life apart from being a professional troll? What exactly do you do with your life? I'd really like to know. Denise, talk to me. Let me know your thoughts on what I'm saying. I don't think Yard got the memo regarding the Floyd pad work. Well, I think that they took the fight against Kovalev and it was a gamble and it didn't work out. I do think now that this is my personal opinion. I'm not trying to speak out of turn. I respect Tunde for what he does. I don't think I think they could ruin Anthony Yard if they try and stick him straight back in world level. I think what they need to do is build him up gradually and take in stronger opposition that he's had previously, and keep it like European level, win an actual bona fide European title, and steadily work your way to the world title. That's what I would do. I would not be in a rush. The nonsense they're trying to do, Yard's looking to fight in Canelo. That's a blatant money grab. And if you think that your size is going to help you, forget it. Because whereas Kovalev was old and stiff in that comparison, Canelo's going to let them hands go. He's going to let them hands fly. So I wouldn't want to see that. Hurd talks a Yard, an option for... That's how I don't want to hear that nonsense. I don't want to hear that nonsense. Don't want to hear it. Like I said, I don't want to hear that nonsense. This is wonderful. So happy for you. Yeah, thank you very much. I don't want to hear nothing about no Kovalev and no Yard. Don't bring that nonsense to me. Yard does not deserve to be fighting Canelo. He does not deserve to be fighting Canelo. No way, shape or form. And that will destroy that young man. That young man needs to be fighting decent opposition. He needs to secure a European title. He's got a lot of sponsors. So I'd say a warm-up fight and then fight for the European title. Whoever the light heavyweight European champion is, that's who Yard needs to be targeting. Forget the British title. Go fight for the European title. Go fight for the Commonwealth and European title. You might want to spin back and go for the British title. But I think you need to be fighting for because you've got Boatsi there. But I don't think Boatsi or Coley are going to last long. I think they'll both of them get cleaned up soon. Mark my words, both of them are getting cleaned up soon. So yeah. Gavoski, what about him? What do you mean to what? What about him? A light heavyweight? Don't be silly, man. Don't be silly. The type of guy that Yard needs to fight is like someone like I tell you, Yard needs to fight. The guy that what's his name? Joe Smith. That's who Yard should be fighting. Guys like Joe Smith. Durable, strong, punch a bit, been on the world circuit, not quite there. That's who he should be fighting. Keep well away. No, don't be silly. Gavoski, don't be silly. Don't be silly. Gavoski's got a deep amateur pedigree. Do not be silly. See? Trust me. I wouldn't be coming to you when it comes to picking fights for fighters. I really don't have any idea who Yard could fight next. If it's anyone that's not in the top 25 in the world, they'll get roasted. Yeah, that's it. I think so. Well, top 25. See, you've got to find out first about Yard, what he's like. Is he a better fighter now that he's got beat and he's been more realistic about his aspirations? Or he's a broken fighter? I just don't know. So we need to see how he comes back. He may come back a better fighter, but he may come back a worse fighter. I just don't know. I don't think you come back and fight Canelo to find out. I don't think you come back and fight light heavyweight Lizard. I don't think you come back and fight Jean Pascal. I don't think you come back and fight Marcus Brown. I don't think you come back and fight you don't come back and fight them guys. You don't come back and fight Bivol. In fact, you don't even fight Callum Smith, because I rate Callum Smith. If I can manage one fighter today, if I can manage one professional fighter today, the first guy I would have in my stable is Callum Smith. That would be my first. If I can manage one fighter today in world boxing, it would be Callum Smith. Honestly, you give me one fighter to manage today, I would manage Callum Smith. Good chin, tremendous puncher, good amateur background, might need some motivation. Yeah, Callum Smith. I may be wrong, but what wasn't Falong Meng the European light heavyweight champion? I don't know who Falong Meng is. I don't know who he is, but whoever Falong Meng is, the name sounds ominous as it is. But then it also sounds like one of those characters you get in round for round boxing, Ready to Rumble. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Any questions before I end tonight? Anybody got any questions, any thoughts before I disappear tonight? Nope. Ryder dealt with Smith. I think that's going to be a rematch. According to reports off of Porky's channel, Ryder and Smith are going to have a rematch next year. But I'm backing Ryder to beat him in the rematch. BWTM and Serenka captured the gold 2020. Oh, by the way, just to let you all know, inside, if you don't already know, that it's Stephen Upshare, the trainer of Ivana Habazan. That fight's gone quiet all of a sudden. Ivana Habazan's trainer now is Stephen Upshare. He's the brother of Eddie Chambers. So he's looking after Ivana Habazan. So all the best to Ivana for that. Comey. Do you know what? Richard Comey is another one on BWTM. He's another one of those fighters that were on BWTM. Hey, so Richard Comey, I spoke to Richard Comey before anybody paid attention to Richard Comey. Yeah? So check out Richard Comey. He's on the channel. Just type in BWTM, Richard Comey. Whyte was desperate in his last fight. Low blow to proceed. He's finished, man. You covering Crawford on Saturday night, Ingram? I might do. So proud of the journey since 2012. Thank you so much. Yes, George, how you doing? I'm good, man. I'm pretty good. As I'm trying to end the show, you decide to jump in the room. But Denise, is there anything that stands out for you as we come to the end of 2020? Come to the end of 10 years almost. Yeah, it's 10 years. 2009 to 2019. It's 10 years in boxing on BWTM. It wasn't BWTM name, it was Bayloric TV, remember? We were watching Bayloric TV. Do you remember those old interviews? Listen, there's some classic interviews when you get a chance to watch them and you want to have a good laugh. You want to get a really good laugh in boxing and a guaranteed laugh and comedy. Go check out the 3-part series of Steve Goodwin, Don Charles and Ali Adams. If you want a good laugh, go check that out. That's a good laugh. James Ali Bashir is doing well. He's doing really well. Well, he's doing better. He's in better spirits than he has been. So I'm really glad to see Uncle's doing well. And I don't know when he's going to come back to boxing officially. So I will try and make the most I can and get as much mentorship from him as possible. Bayloric Worldwide Television. You remember those days? Bayloric Worldwide Television, eh? And look, we're gonna be changing again. Look, from Bayloric TV to Bayloric Worldwide Television to BWTM Sports, but this next revamp is going to be the one. Somebody said to me years ago, "Do you know how many people have come through your channel have become successful?" Like, I know people that have left who have been through this channel now working for Top Rank. I can name 2 people now that have been for this channel working for Top Rank. Well, it's 3 people come through this channel and working for Top Rank. One's actually a champion now. One's from the UK and one's from Australia. They all came for the channel. Can you believe it? So now next year I really want to focus on, in a nutshell, myself. I've spent a lot of years focusing on it and giving to everybody else. But I think 2020 is going to be a big, it's going to be a big year. My favourite video is the video you made after how you pulled out the Fury fight. Okay. Yes, I remember you did those interviews before. They were well known. Yes. My favourite video is the video you made after how you pulled out of the Fury fight. Really? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember I did the video. You know Sky Sports? They're crafty so-and-sos. I did a video, yeah? And within half an hour, Sky reported and said, "Oh, there's
there's a breaking news. David Haye has been cut and his eye's been cut, and the reports are that Adam Booth may have slipped the eye to avoid Tyson Fury. Those are words that came straight out of my mouth, right? Straight out of my mouth. Another great Sky moment was when Peter Fury did an interview on the channel, yeah? And Peter Fury said, you could hit Dave Allen with a baseball bat. I swear. The night Dave Allen they fought Dillian White. And the commentator said, word for word, Peter Fury said, with a baseball bat, I thought, look at you there. Look at you there. Incredible. Summed up all the fans' views perfectly. I watched your interview with Fury long time ago. He was confident. Yeah, he was confident. That's one thing. I remember when Fury did that Skype interview, that was amazing. Peter Fury had set it up. I got Huey Fury. I did Huey Fury on his debut. So the night before he was in Canada, I did the interview with Huey. And then with Peter, I did an interview with Peter. Before anybody did interviews with Peter, I did with Peter. And then I did Tyson. Tyson did a Skype interview. It was so funny. Oh, he's funny. Yeah, what do you want? But you know what? Thinking back then, there were issues there. I mean, I'm so thankful for Tyson because Tyson's one of those guys. Because of him, the channel did blow up. I can't lie. It became at one point the Fury channel because it really was, And every time I meet Tyson, we'd have a little chuckle, a bit of banter. I know I've got a lot of time for Tyson. I really have. I haven't got much time for the contradiction, but I'm used to it. He's Captain Contradiction, but ultimately, as a man and for what he's done for himself, I've got nothing but respect for that man. You're going to work with the Jeffersons, yes. They are 110% behind what I do, and we're gonna bring something together that's very, very special. Gonna need a team to do it though. Gonna need a team. Can't do this alone, not anymore. Wilder, Fury, and Joshua Ruiz were the best commentaries I've ever heard live from you, Ingram. Listen, I need to get a setup. This is another thing I need to work. I need to talk to Sky about this. I want to understand when you I've got my OBS here. I've got my Sky up. I've got the app ready to go, and then it freezes on me. So then I can't hit the mouse button. I can't do anything, and it freezes. I'm thinking, yeah. So next year, probably even better equipment we need to invest in, and probably will have better residency next year as well. I won't say too much more about that. One of my favourite series was the Tyson Fury journey. What, you were the only one speaking about him? Well, yeah, I think. Yeah, I was speaking about Tyson when Haye was talking that crap about he had 2 left feet and all this stuff. Haye didn't want that fight. I heard different stories about it. I heard some people visited Haye at his gym and told him knock it off. I heard that story. I heard stories that Haye got. I said to people that Haye got chinned in sparring by Deontay Wilder, and nobody wanted to listen to me. And I said those videotapes of him looking so sensational in sparring. I said we're only seeing half a story. I said I suspect he got chinned in sparring. Wilder may have clipped him and knocked him out, and that's why we never got the fight between Fury and Haye. England does excellent commentary. I have the TV on silent. You still in contact with Huey? Yeah. What, am I still in contact with him? What do you mean am I still in contact with him? I mean, I guess if I wanted to get on the phone and call him, I guess I could get on the phone and ring him. Yeah. Guess so. I even close the streams when I get my BWTM notification. Oh my god. We need to give it to the fans 2020. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but we need to give it to you guys. I love the Jeffersons. I love them too. My brother, my sister, my brother, my mother and father. The best live commentaries was when Cash Ali bit pricey. Oh God. I think I missed that one, Danny. I'll go back and listen. Haye was a class fighter though. One of the best we've produced. One of the best con artists we've produced. One of the best con artists we've produced, I'll tell you that now. Him and Adam Booth were a flipping double act, I tell you. Proper con artists. Remember when he was meant to fight Vitaly Klitschko? And somehow he broke his back, or he damaged his back. He was injured. And somehow he convinced the people at Setanta that he was damaged his back. And he made a miraculous recovery to fight. What's the guy's name for the WBA title? I can't remember the big stiff idiot that he fought for the title. Yeah? And he became champion. He brought John Ruiz out of retirement. And it was their life and death against John Ruiz. Then he fought Audley, fall down now at Harrison. Right? I think Hayes' best fight. Hayes' best fight was the Chisora fight, you know. That was his best fight, I think. His best fight at heavyweight was the Chisora fight. Forget the Bellew fights. He was finished by them. I think the Chisora fight. I was going to New York, but not now. Just getting over a cold and surgery Monday. Animu's style isn't suited to lower weight fighters, in my opinion. They all seem to get injured a lot. Valiev, yeah, that's the big stiff idiot he fought. Now, one fight I never understood why it never happened. Valiev versus Klitschko. Any of the Klitschkos. Why did that fight never happen? Why didn't it happen? I think Valiev was with Don King, wasn't he? Valiev might have been Valiev and James Toney. Was James Toney with Don King? No, he wasn't with Don King. He was with Callan. What's her name? I remember Callan because when I was out in the States, when I was going to turn pro, I wanted her to be my manager. Callan, I can't remember. Jackie Callan, that's it. I wanted Jackie Callan to be my manager. I wanted her to manage me. Jackie Callan. Wonderful woman, Jackie Callan. Yeah, when he knocked out Chisora, that was impressive. Yeah, that was impressive. That's probably one of Hayes' best performances when he chinned Macronelli. That was brilliant. The way he chinned Macronelli was amazing. He said he wanted to knock Macronelli out into Frank Warren's lap, and he chinned Macronelli. Oh, it was brutal. That was one of the best Hay fights I've seen. His fight that was a good fight. The Lorenzo Muck was a good fight. That was a good fight because that was a really good fight. Hay Lorenzo Muck, Hay Mormek, Hay Macronelli. Who's that Eastern European guy fought? That cut him early. That was a good fight with Hay as well. The John Ruiz fight wasn't too bad. Ruiz came back in that fight. Monty Barrett fight was just funny. Yeah. And Chisora fight. Yeah. Who would you have? Usyk or Prime Hay? Prime Hay. Prime Hay for this reason. I know what I've got with Prime Hay. I don't know what I've got with Usyk. And I think one guy who could have been a global superstar was David Hay. I think he could have been a global superstar. He had the looks, he had the punching power, he could talk. I mean, Hay had it all. He really did. He had the looks, he had the charisma, he had the punching power. I mean, his chin weren't great, but that's what made him exciting. You knew if you clicked Day chin, he'd go over. But he was exciting. Why the hell did David Hay fight Tony Bellew? I would love to see David Hay versus Anthony Joshua. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. If you do the Crawford commentary, I will listen. The co-main event will be good. Mad that I won't be there. Hit the like button, please. Power is ridiculous at Cruiser. Yeah, it was. Well, you know, David Hay's body, and I'm not gonna go on too much about this, and I love David, but I'm just fascinated how he looks small. He looks as small as Carl Froch, or smaller than Carl Froch. Yet this guy was a cruiserweight and a heavyweight, and I can't get it. I don't understand it. How big that guy got. If you look at David Hay now, he looks like a middleweight. And if you look at his pictures when he fought a heavyweight,
or cruiserweight. He's a really big guy. He said he struggled to make cruiserweight. That's why he moved up to heavyweight. I kind of scratched my head now. I said, this guy looks the size of a middleweight. I never understood that about David Haye. Even now I look at him and think, mate, how were you a heavyweight? Good evening, Samuel. Hope you're well, brother. Yeah, right, Samuel. While you're here, I'll explain to you why I wasn't doubling up the jab at my boxer size. Now, during my box size class, I've got the box size pictures up there still. I don't know why I've still got the box size picture up there. While I was doing my box size class, you asked me the question why I couldn't double up the jab. Well, the reason why I couldn't double up the jab with the guy with the pads is quite simple. If I double up the jab with the guy with the pads on, right, I would have probably failed my exam. And it wasn't about stepping in and doubling up with a jab. That's not what we were taught. It was a basic box size class. I was told to throw the left jab and bring it back. Left jab and bring it back. And for the exam, it's not about you doing your thing. To be a very good coach, it's not about what you do. It's about getting the best out of your client. It's about getting the best out of your student. So you have to have the tools, or be able to get the tools that use the know-how you've got to teach them. But you've got to give them the fundamentals and the basics right. So it's no point me going and doing an exam. The trainer tells me left jab, right hand, left uppercut, right uppercut, and I want you to throw the uppercut like close to the guy's head. Now I decide to go double jab, right hand, left hook. I'll fail the exam. That being said, I got 9 out of 10 for 8 of the points. I got 10 out of 10 for, I think it was footwork, and I got 8 out of 10 for pad work, only because I didn't lean forward. But that's neither here nor there. What is Haye up to now? Oh, he's doing some promoting. Was Varda around when Haye was active pre-Chisora? That's a very good question. A really good question. The Ox don't listen. You need to listen to some of those interviews I did leading up to Haye Chisora. Man, there were some classics in there, real classics. Yeah, he was saying because he got injured a lot, he had to build muscle to support shoulder and back. Yeah. That's the theory. Yeah, the same David Haye who got his hand broken. Remember the Manuel Shah thing? He was meant to fight Manuel Shah in his comeback. He broke his hand. And Manuel said, "Oh yeah, his hand was damaged." And then what? Less than a month later, he was fighting against the YouTube guy. Okay, now I understand. Thanks for that clarity. You're welcome. The fighters you interviewed before they got famous should give you a cut. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, Idillies. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Because when you have your own, you don't have to do that. You don't have your own. Listen, it's okay. It's all right, Denise. It's all right. When you have your own, it's a different matter altogether. So, I believe that, these things happen for its purpose and reason. When you get your own, better still. When you get your own. But, yeah. Any other thoughts or points? This has been an interesting evening. I haven't spoke this freely for a long time. I haven't spoke this freely in the chat for a long time. So, any other questions anybody want to ask, either about the boxer size, about the channel? We'll just flush it out tonight while we can. What would you like to see on the channel? I think I want to do a Patreon for 2020. But I've held back on the Patreon because I haven't really seen the aim of it. But now I will see the aim of it because I really want to do a lot of things in-house. So promoting in-house fighters. I want to use the channel to promote fighters that we don't know, getting opportunities to step up and fight. So I want to work with more of the unknown fighters and work with them more. Yeah. Love the channel. Thank you so much, Denise. Thank you so much. Jose Burton versus Bob Ajisav prediction. Oh, come on, man. Are you serious? Jose Burton versus Bob. Listen, if Jose Burton's going anywhere in his career, he needs to get over himself and he needs to beat Bob Ajisav. He needs to be knocking Bob Ajisav off that one. Come on, man. Do you think you'd do podcasts? I think if I can get a team I was planning to get a team together in 2019, but I think that I will do things very different in 2020, and I won't promise anything yet, but I would like to do a podcast. But I'd like to do a podcast based on what we're doing, not on what anybody else is doing, not what any other promoter's doing or whatever manager's doing, but what we're doing. So I'd like to do a podcast on that. I want to give a lot of access and give a lot of. I want to use more of the. By the way, while I'm at it, have you ever visited this? A lot of people don't even know on the channel it exists. Check that out. Do me a favour. If you could go very quickly, click on that link now. See what it takes you. Yeah, it would be. I think that if I did a podcast, I'd probably want to get a podcast with. I just love expert opinions, but I think the difference would be if I was going to do a podcast now, I'd be getting those podcasts and being a part of the sport, not just being holding a camera or just just having an opinion like that. I'd like to be now. I'd like a dream for me now would be to spend time being tutored by James Ali Bashir. That would be a dream for me. Yeah, that would be a dream. That's why I'm really pushing myself as hard as I can, and then using the opportunity to spend some time being tutored by Bashir. I really would like that. I think he's a wealth of knowledge, and would love to. He's old school, and I want to have those old school attributes. I really want to. That's the sort of trainer I want to be. On an old school trainer. Learn the old school moves. Yeah. Well, come on, questions, people. Have people got any questions? Any thoughts? Yeah, if I did, it'd have to be consistent. It'd have to be a consistent podcast as well. But I want experts on podcasts. I just wouldn't want names for the sake of names. I want people that would. I miss James Ali Bashir, praying for his full recovery. I miss him more than most. I really do. I mean, you think this guy could have ended the career of one of our best trainers, world's best trainers, and more to the point, no longer train Sorenko, no longer train Habazad. The partnership that myself and Bashir were going to have, training and managing fighters, that probably won't happen now. So that guy has done a lot of damage. And affected fighters' careers. Fighters who probably were going to work with Bashir now, not going to work with Justin. And by the way, shout out to Justin Jones, by the way. Give a shout out to Justin Jones. Justin Jones, unbeaten heavyweight. He's just looking for his break. Check him out. Check his videos out on the channel. And Ray Robinson. I think Ray Robinson wanted to come and have a chat on the channel tonight as well. Yeah. What do you think of Charlo and Bubu's situation? I don't think Charlo needs to fight Andrade. I really don't. I don't have no interest in seeing that fight whatsoever. I don't think that is a. I don't even see. That's not a signature fight. That is not a signature fight. I don't see that as a signature fight, right? I would rather see Charlo move up to super middleweight and fight Billy Joe Saunders. I'd rather see Charlo go and fight Chris Eubank Jr. I'd rather see Andrade go fight Gennady Golovkin. Why should those two guys fight? I don't want to see that fight. I'm yawning at the prospect of those two guys fighting. No. Make it exciting. Andrade go fight Golovkin. Or Charlo go fight Golovkin. Or Andrade go fight Canelo. Show me something, man, but I don't want to see that fight. I'm not interested. Boring.
Still upset about it. If they're not getting the Canelo GGG fight, fans will soon lose sympathy if they keep fighting bums waiting. Charlo needs to move to Fox. Yep. I like Charlo. In fact, Charlo's one of my favourite fighters. The Charlo twins are two of my favourite fighters. I like the older Charlo more. I didn't like the way the younger Charlo behaved himself. He whined like a baby. Didn't like that. And of course, again, another champion, Tony Harrison, has been on this channel. You see, how many champions do we bring through here? The guy who's fighting this weekend on Top Rank. What's his name? Berlanga. He's fighting this week, top of the bill. Whose channel has he been on? BWTM again. He was one of the fighters that we interviewed the night. Remember that night we interviewed Evander Holyfield? And we went through Evander Holyfield's whole stable and we interviewed every single fighter in Evander Holyfield's stable. That was an amazing night. Charlo Andrade won't generate enough money to happen. Now, I don't want to see it. Charlo had fights at 160 and 3 of them were moving up. And he lost to Korobov. Oh, he lost to Korobov, did he? Okay. Right. Sure he did. Will Showtime pull the plug on boxing like HBO in the next year or so, Ingram? Well, that depends on... It's all financial, isn't it? It's really all financial. It's all financial. Do the numbers add up? Ultimately, HBO didn't make the adjustments. So they kept bloody Jim Lampley on and flipping Larry Merchant on way too long. They didn't revitalise the boxing. Well, same old farts talking boxing, and they never revitalised it. So therefore, that's why I think HBO were losing money, right? And they were too damn biased. They were all up in Manny Pacquiao's ass. And when Floyd left them, that was it. So for me, I think HBO were their own downfall because they just thought that they had the right people in charge. And it flunked. And that's why we no longer have HBO boxing. And you can thank the likes of Jim Lampley and Larry Merchant. That's why. Tony Harrison might win again. He got into Charlo's head. He did. Charlo's got to fight his chin. Don't know much about Harrison first time, but he's a very good counter puncher. Listen, if you want to know about Tony Harrison, just BWTM Sports, Tony Harrison. Berlanga, BWTM Sports, Berlanga. Fox has the money and could do promotion better than Showtime. Could do. I like the way Fox go about their business, though. I do like the way Fox go about their business. And let me see something. I love that Deontay Wilder promotion for the Ortiz fight. I thought it was really, really good. It wasn't corny. It was really good. I like the way they put the stuff together. Really impressed. Really impressed. Okay. Just as we're about to close, give me 3 things you'd like to see with the channel in 2020. So I'm talking about changing direction again. I'm talking doing a lot more in-house stuff, and giving the people that we're working with. Want to bring some people on board 2020, from podcasts to actual members of staff. That's what I do in 2020. I want to build a team. 2020, definitely. ESPN should take notes. Fox definitely going to go all out with promotion. Fox has the money. Yeah, quickly. So, yeah, any suggestions you think for 2020? What would you like to see on BWTM for 2020? What did you enjoy the most about 2019? What did you like about 2019? Like the merging of the sports and the gaming channel, trying to bring them together. I thought, well, it made sense because we had sports and gaming. Trying to cross that over. A lot of the people don't seem to like. A lot of people don't seem to like the gaming on the channel, but I don't know. Thoughts of Danny Dubois.
think Frank's taking it slow with Dubois. I'm not sure what this next fight proves. I think the Gorman fight was a good win for Daniel Dubois. He's a big puncher, but I do feel that he needs some American influence. I do feel they're doing a good job with him at the moment, but I do feel he needs some American influence. I do feel there's more to him than just punching people and knocking people over. I think he needs to learn more about defense. I think he knows how to learn to slip punches, maybe work on the inside there. I'd like to see him, Daniel Dubois, learn to fight more like Riddick Bowe. I think he could be so more effective. Yeah, FM was good. Bromby time was personal favourite. And you notice that Mr. Slicks has gone missing since. I love that you and the channel have evolved. Okay, so Denise, talk to me about this thing of evolution as to how you feel we've evolved as a channel and further evolution. I still want to do more work on the other channel, more news stories and covering more stuff there. So, yeah. If I could be at the end of 2020, a trainer, a manager, and a mentor in 2020, end of 2020, I'd be happy. Under our own roof, doing our own thing, doing our own promotions, and running our own show. That would be brilliant for 2020. Do you think Dubois is ready for Hrgovic? What's the big obsession with Hrgovic, man? I mean, if Hrgovic was anything decent, he flipping wouldn't be fighting Samuel Peter. Flip's sake, Hrgovic. Damn it. Let the guy fight somebody decent who's going to throw some punches back at him, and we'll talk about Hrgovic. Until then, don't talk no crap about no damn Hrgovic to me. Do you think Dubois... no, I don't want to even talk about that. Bromby, LOL. Which UK fighter will be pushed for world titles in 2020, Ingram? Push for world titles. Lawrence Okoli. 1. I think he'll fight for world title in 2020. There's Fury. 2. Dillian White. 3. I think he'll be in some sort of a world title fight in 2020. Might not be for the WBC title though. Josh Kelly. I think he'll get pushed into a world title fight in 2020. Actually, I could see that happening with him. That Edwards guy, I could see him getting pushed into a world title in 2020. If Joe Joyce ain't fighting for a world title in 2020, something's gone horribly wrong. Because he needs to be fighting for a world title in 2020. Even if it's the end of 2020, he needs to be fighting for a world title, Joe Joyce. I think who else? Hrgovic. Listen, anybody. Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight what I think of you, Danny Brown. Right? Anybody who's white, Eastern European, and a few people fall on the floor, they're dangerous. They're dangerous, right? That is your take. That's how your boxing works. As long as they're tall and they're big and stiff, and they throw through punches and knock a few guys over, highlight reels, they're dangerous. Hrgovic fighting Samuel Peter. Is it Hrgovic who fought Samuel Peter? No, it was the other guy, Majadov, or whatever his name was, who fought Samuel Peter the other day. Hrgovic, fight somebody decent that I can say, you know what, that's a good fight. Let me see Hrgovic fight Derek Chisora, so I can kind of see where you're at. Let me see him fight somebody who's going to throw something back at him with some fists. Right? I don't listen to no damn Hrgovic, man. Glad he blasted Hrgovic. Although I think the guy's got personality, and he could be a threat in 2020. I've seen Eastern European fighters come. I've seen Eastern fighters go.
I've seen them big hype about them, and I've seen them get blown out, like any other fighter in the world. I just think that they seem to be, just because of Lomachenko and Usyk. This is big thing about Usyk European fighters, right? Not everybody. Look, Tyrell Biggs was an Olympic gold medalist, and he beat Lennox Lewis on the way to doing it. Didn't go on to become world champion, did he? But he looked good, and he started off his career. Audie Harrison, he was Olympic gold medalist, but his amateur career, his professional career, he failed to deliver. Although he had a lot of knockover jobs early. So until these guys fight somebody half decent, and somebody is these ECUP guys, at least somebody punch him square back in the mouth in professional boxing, I'm talking about amateur boxing, who's come to have a fight, then we'll have the conversation. That's how it is. A lot of people saying he's a beast in sparring. Oh, for flip's sake. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, so when I was talking about the Joshua sparring stories, they're only sparring stories. So now Herkovich is, what is he in sparring? He's a beast in sparring. So we should believe it then. Flip. I talked about Errol Spence, he was a beast in sparring. He beat up Floyd Mayweather, and he beat up Broner in sparring, right? And he said, there's sparring rumours. But when Herkovich does it, the sparring rumours must be correct. This is the sort of garbage. And oh my word. Oh Lord. Somebody have a word with this Danny Brown. Joyce will be winning a title in 2020. Oh Lord, another one. Oh my God. Yeah, he might win a world title in 2020. Depends on who he fights. He better not go anywhere Deontay Wilder fighting like that. He better not go in there any Deontay Wilder fight with that Frankenstein style. He's heavy-handed. But if he goes with that Frankenstein style against Deontay Wilder, he'll be throwing punches on the floor, looking up at Deontay Wilder. I'm telling you now. You know Deontay Wilder's going to stand there. Listen, he went and fought Bryant Jennings the other day, and Bryant Jennings rocked him. Bryant Jennings rocked, and Jennings ain't no puncher. He rocked Joe Joyce, stiffened his boots. And you talk about Deontay Wilder hitting him on the chin. And Wilder will hit him on the chin. Don't you worry. You'll hit him on the chin. Because it's all right going forward. What's Joyce like going back when he's in defensive mode? What's his defense like? So I'm not having a dig at Joe Joyce. I think Joe Joyce is a good fighter. But it's about management. And you sticking. That was a liver shot though. Oh my God. It was hit on the chin with a left hook. Oh Lord. He got a hit on the chin with a left hook. Liver shots don't do that, mate. Shots to your chin do that. Do not do stanky leg, right? With a liver shot. You do stinky leg with a headshot. Oh God. Somebody have a word with this Danny Brown, please. Somebody have a word. He's terrible. Somebody have a word, please. Oh, gosh. Anyway. Right. I need to come out of this because I'm going to try and see if I can really get maybe half an hour of the old Football Manager in tonight. Oh, and the other thing is the elections are on, aren't they? I'm going to be watching the elections as well, so. Right. Let me get the hell out of here. Tomorrow morning, the UK will have a new Prime Minister, I think. As long as they have hung Parliament. So, Joyce Best makes most of his shots if he gets one. He's no spring chicken, chucked in at 34, going on 35. Yeah, he better make the most of it. Yeah, I agree with you there, GB Boxing. Right, thank you all so much. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, share the video, and tell your friends about it. Get other people to subscribe to the channel. Get other people to know about it, and we appreciate you. It's been a nice, long, old school chat. All I ever ask you all to do is think about it. That's all. Just think about it, as our friend would say. subscribe. And a lot of people are saying still they're not getting the notifications. That's because you're not hitting the bell. Make sure you hit the bell, and make sure when you go here it says all. Right. Thank you so much as always. We're out. Take care.